What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more NBA news to, of course, be talking about with you guys. And in this video, I've got basically, I think, the biggest trade so far of the 2022 NBA offseason. This trade was absolutely huge, with it currently being confirmed by Woj, the GOAT himself, that Rudy Gobert has been traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Utah Jazz will receive Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverley, Walker Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt, Leandro Bolmaro, sounds like a mayonnaise, shout out that guy, and 4 first-round picks in the future. Again, everyone is saying that this is an absolute terrible trade by the Minnesota Timberwolves, and that Rudy Gobert won't fit into Minnesota. Now, first of all, Rudy Gobert might not fit into Minnesota, but this is definitely not a terrible trade. Look, there are a couple issues with it. Getting rid of Patrick Beverley, I don't like at all, but at the end of the day, I think what they want to do is fully commit to having the ball just in D'Lo and Anthony Edwards' hands when setting up the plays. I mean, Patrick Beverley barely had it in his hands last season, to be honest, so, I mean, that doesn't really help my case there, but whatever. Malik Beasley is not very good, so that doesn't very much matter. The other guys, I don't even know. Walker Kessler sounds like a Lil Nas X song, and Leandro Bolmaro sounds like a Italian mayonnaise or something that you buy from your local supermarket. I don't know who those guys are. I ain't even going to cap. Jared Vanderbilt, I know he's a pretty solid player, but again, you got to get rid of those players if you want to trade for a big name like Rudy Gobert. But at the end of the day, the fact that they now have Karl-Anthony Towns at the 4, I think is an absolutely awesome idea. I think this is a terrific move by the Minnesota Timberwolves to run Cat at the 4, because if you watch T-Wolves games, you would know that Karl-Anthony Towns does not try in the paint whatsoever. Like, he'll look over his shoulder and tell D'Angelo Russell to go guard Joel Embiid or something like that. He's not a very good perimeter defender, but at least he actually tries out there. And the fact of the matter is he's still pretty athletic, he's pretty speedy, and I still think he would be able to get that perimeter probably a lot better than he is getting to the interior, to be honest. So I like that they're going to try this, and now he gets to actually play like, you know, a really big stretch 4, similar to what Karl-Anthony Towns was in Minnesota, where he just absolutely collected boards, put up a bunch of points, shot a bunch of threes, and absolutely did nothing on defense. I mean, got to give credit to K-Love. I guess he did do some stuff on defense for the Timberwolves, but honestly, that's what Karl-Anthony Towns is going to do right now. And then, of course, you get to the point where you now bring in Rudy Gobert, who is one of the best shot-blocking centers and interior guys in the NBA. He will absolutely destroy anyone who goes in there, and I think he will kind of work with Cat. I'm not saying it's the perfect fit. If I was Minnesota, I would have probably settled for like a JaVale McGee, but at the end of the day, JaVale McGee gets in foul trouble a bit, and again, he wouldn't be a permanent solution at the 5. He would probably only play 20 to 25 minutes per game, if that, because he just gets into foul trouble so much. Well, you got Rudy Gobert, who I feel like is extremely underrated in what he does. He shot blocks a lot, he contests a lot of mid-ranges, a lot of layups, all of that type of stuff. Basically, people treat him to how, like, kids treated Michael Jackson. They'll go there, and then they'll realize, holy crap, this guy is out to get me. Alright, that might have been a bad joke, but you know what? I guess honestly, it helps my point. Rudy Gobert, people will go in there to the paint, be like, you know, they'll try and attack him, and they'll realize, holy crap, this guy's going to kill me, or he's out to get me, and he's going to absolutely smash me, and that's what Rudy Gobert does to people in the paint, whether it's on the mid-range, on the layup, and yeah, I feel like what he does is extremely underrated. I mean, he defends that interior better than anyone else in the NBA, and he stays out of foul trouble. Now that the Timberwolves get this guy, I mean, I don't understand it, though, in terms of, like, offense, because defensively it makes a whole lot of sense. You've literally just brought in the anchor on defense. You not only make the whole team better defensively, because you got a 5 that can defend now and all this type of stuff, but you make Karl-Anthony Towns better defensively, because now all he has to do is worry about the perimeter, And he could honestly still help out in the interior if he actually pulled his finger at his bum and actually tried there. So that's still a pretty good thing for them. Offensively, though, it's a little tricky because if you looked at, what happened in Utah, Donovan Mitchell would not pass Rudy Gobert the ball. He would turn him away like every girl has turned me away before, to just go on and pass it to the next guy. Like, that is literally what happens. Donovan Mitchell did not assist to Rudy Gobert at all. He would honestly rather, again, pass the ball to Bo Cruz than pass the ball to Rudy Gobert. He just would not give it to him. And the issue I see is as well is I think on Minnesota, this is going to be a very similar situation. You've got so many shot creators there. Now, I think Karl-Anthony Towns' role will be lessened now, if that is a word, in terms of shot creating. I don't think he'll be relied on to be the number one guy anymore. In fact, I think Anthony Edwards will actually be the number one shot creator maybe for them next season. And the reason I say this is because now Karl-Anthony Towns is not the center. I think he'll sit in the corner a lot more. And that's what Cat, I feel like, really wants to do. I feel like he actually wants to sit in the corner and do a lot of, pick and pops to the 3-point line. Much more than actually picking, and rolling and trying to get there. I feel like we could actually see Karl-Anthony Towns' 3-point, usage actually nearly double next season, which is going to be crazy to see. And I think he would be glad to see Anthony Edwards take that next step as a shot creator. But at the end of the day as well, you've still got D'Angelo Russell there. And I don't know, I just don't see Rudy Gobert really getting in any shots. I think the starting five is pretty perfect though. I mean, Jaden McDaniels, it's either Jalen McDaniels or Jaden. I think it's Jaden. The realism is with Jaden McDaniels is he is a really good, I think, forward, a tall, lanky guy that is actually pretty underrated defensively. I think he'll be their starting small forward next season. He started half the games this year at small forward. His 3-point percentage went down to 32%, but I think if he spent the whole entire offseason cooking that with the 3-point percentage and actually did all that, he could maybe get that back up to around 37%, and then there'll be really nothing that starting five can't do. The only thing they probably can't do is playmaking. I mean, none of those guys in the starting five are really a strong playmaker. I think D'Lo was okay on Brooklyn, but he did always rely on Spencer Dinwiddie to kind of do a lot of stuff. And then you've still got the fact of the matter is he kind of wanted Pat Bev to run a lot of plays this season. Not just that, the season before that, they had, Ricky Rubio running a lot of plays. So I don't know, maybe they're just saying, D'Lo, you got to be the playmaker now, you got to do this and that. And I think that will be a pretty interesting idea. I still feel like there's a lot of issues though. Like, I mean, Minnesota practically have 4 All-Stars on their team and a pretty solid role player in Jaden McDaniels. But you just got to fill out that bench. I mean, if I joined the Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow, I'd probably be their 6th man. Like, I couldn't tell you who their 6th man probably is now. I mean, they traded away everyone and their dad to get Rudy Gobert. I think they need to start offering out, some veteran type deals. I mean, I don't know if Paul Millsap's available at the moment, but he would be interesting. Dwight Howard is one who's been really looking for a new team. No one has signed Dwight Howard yet, and I feel like he could maybe fit a similar role to what Pat Bev did off the bench for them. In terms of, well, Pat Bev started, but I mean, in terms of like the grit and grind and actual hustle in Minnesota, I think Dwight could maybe bring that. We've also got Rajon Rondo, who did not get brought back by the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't think he will be on an NBA team next season. I mean, they'll probably pick someone else over Rondo, but he's another option. There are a lot of guys out there, a lot of veterans that are still looking for a new team. Again, another former Laker, Carmelo Anthony. He'd be interesting. Probably not, though, because he's a shot creator. You'd probably look at someone else, but there's got to be a bunch of guys. There has to be a bunch of guys that you can look at for this team, and I'm not sure who they're going to come out with. I mean, I'm pretty sure they've got like 7 players on the roster right now, so they're really going to have to fill that out. And I feel like if you brought in a bunch of veterans and a mixture of good, young, up-and-coming players trying to prove themselves, you could actually have a pretty solid team next season. And yeah, this team is already a playoff team. Even with no bench, you'd still think it would make the playoffs. I mean, injuries can do wonders against a team, but it's still, at the end of the day, I think they only need to get a couple good bench players and they should be alright. You know, another good one would have been Derek Jones, but he just re-signed. But I'm sure they'll find someone. I'm not too sure who it would be. They need more than someone, a couple players. But yeah, I'm interested to see how it all goes. Of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys think Minnesota did a good thing by trading for Rudy Gobert? Or do you guys think it was a bad move? Of course, I would definitely really like to know. Go subscribe to my gaming channel, my IRL/long channel, and this channel for all the latest NBA content and NBA news. And as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and